Sal's NBL basketball in your living room on a Monday night. The basketball takeover continues here on the home of sport, Sky Sport. The Hawke's Bay Hawks taking on the Otago Nuggets live from Pettigrew Green Arena in Napier. It's round 11 of the Sal's NBL. Kia ora, a very good evening to you. Hugh Bain in here alongside Casey Frank. And Casey, the return of that man, Jack Salt, in our living rooms tonight. Great to see him back for the Hawke's Bay Hawks.
Yeah, really fortunate that the Hawks were able to welcome him back. Obviously in great shape, but good to have a healthy Jack Salt back in the league. He will certainly change the looks that the Hawks are able to give the opposition and really increase that interior defensive ability.
As I said, the basketball keeps rolling. We have a look at the ladder. The Hawke's Bay Hawks 7-5 in fourth. 3 games in hand on the ladder leading Auckland Tuatara at the moment. And the Otago Nuggets, who have been on a bit of a rough patch of late and down a couple of players again, with a couple of players away with 3x3 and Tall Black's duties. They're currently sitting 6 and 7 in 7th place. Top 6 make the playoffs.
Yeah, it's been a tough slog after a really bright middle of the season. Changing players in and out, a little difficult to find that consistency, but at their best, they can score with anyone.
Games to come from the Trafalgar Centre. School holiday, so a 5 p.m. tip-off in Nelson when the Giants take on the Jets on Wednesday night. Thursday from the capital, the Wellington Saints against the Hawke's Bay Hawks. What a game that is, a grand final rematch. No love lost between those two, and the Tuatara back in action against the Sharks Friday night. That one live 7:30 from Event Finder Stadium. We'll have a look, shall we, at the starting fives for these teams tonight, starting with the Otago Nuggets. Jack Andrew out there, of course, starting in the absence of Sam Timmins away with the Tall Blacks, and no Nico McCulloch. How's that going to affect them, Casey?
Well, it does affect their ability to really run things offensively, but more importantly, it's their defense at the point of attack. It puts a lot of pressure on that man, Trey Boyd, to be both an offensive fulcrum and defensively put some pressure on guys like Terona Hirokawa.
Let's hear from the head coach of the Otago Nuggets, Brent Matahari.
Joined by coach of the Otago Nuggets, Brent Matahari, and it's been safe to say that plenty of teams in the league have had some pretty weird losses, both at home on the road. You guys, fresh off a loss, you'll be hungry for a win.
Yeah, certainly. We don't want to think about the losses too much, but there's certainly some things to learn from. I thought we did reasonably well last night against a really strong Saints team, and we've got another strong team to play tonight in the Hawks, so we've got to be right on our game to be in with a chance.
And speaking of strong, we've got Jack Salt out there. He's a big boy.
Yeah, it certainly is, and great to see him back on the floor, and he's certainly a talent and one that New Zealand can be proud of in the things that he's done in basketball, so really good to see him out there.
Well, I know the guys will be super hungry for a win on the road. Welcome to Hawke's Bay, and good luck tonight.
Yeah, cheers, mate.
Thank you for joining us. And up the top.
Always a smile on his face, Coach Matahari. There is Jack Salt, who will come off the bench tonight in his Hawke's Bay Hawks debut. Of course, the Canterbury Ram last year followed Coach McDowell and North, so the starting lineup of Rokawa and Rusbach, Hiram Harris on the wing, Quinton Bailey fresh off a 20-piece, and then Tawan A.G., who Salt will ably back up tonight. Let's hear from the head coach of the Hawks, Mick Downer.
I'm here with coach of the Taylor Hawks, Mick Downer, and for the first time this season, the big man, Jack Salt, joins the team out there. He brings a bit of height. What's he going to bring to the lineup?
Yeah, hopefully a little bit of defensive presence, protect the hoop. Very loud on the floor, like he's a smart defender and takes up a lot of space. So, we're hoping that his inclusion into our group is going to really help out the defensive end of the floor, and at the offensive end of the floor, just being a great screener and giving us a target around the hoop.
It's been a real mixed bag across this season. Safe to say, pretty unexpected, some of the wins and some of the losses. Is there any rhyme nor reason to what's driving that?
I don't know, it's good for the fans and that, because you just never know what's going on. But even last night, it's one of last night's results, with the Tuatara dropping a home game. But you kind of look at, every team, no matter who they are, they've dropped a fair few home games. So, we're hoping to change that trend with our remaining 3 or 4 to get on a bit of a roll and protect our court here.
Well, I know the Hawke's Bay fans will be looking forward to it. Good luck.
Thanks a lot.
Mick Downer, spot on. around each other with Tauihi Basketball Aotearoa underway now and a couple of rounds in. We're approaching that point in the season, Casey. You'll remember we pushed the start of the season back by 3 weeks, so a few scheduling gymnastics had to be done, hence the midweek games, but luckily it's the school holidays, so great timing for the kids. And no school tomorrow.
What an explosion of basketball it has been for the last few weeks and on through the end of the seasons for both the NZNBL and the Tauihi Basketball Aotearoa League. It's going to be fantastic games pretty much every single night. You cannot get enough hoops right now. And I love it. There's a lot of balls bouncing though. It's tough to keep track.
It certainly is. A lot of MLs being brought up as well. So this Nugget side tonight will be reliant on their 3 imports. Trey Boyd, a late addition, of course, with Pajir McCall heading off to NBA Summer League. And what an addition he's been, Trey Boyd.
He came off the plane, was fantastic. He's a lefty, really aggressive shooting the basketball. When the Nuggets, things aren't going well for him. You can tell at times they've been a little bit underdone. Sickness has gone through the camp, so that's affected their training regimen. But early in the game, if the 3 ball's locked in and that's dropping, it opens up so much for them in terms of driving lanes, in terms of the space they have on the weak side of the ball. Once those start going, if they don't go in, it becomes really difficult for them to score in the half court, and they become completely reliant in transition. This Hawk squad, I think, becomes even more dangerous with this lineup. Hiram Harris, Tawane G, Jordan Hunt away with the Tall Blacks. He's got an ability to go up and down the court and really score in transition, but I think defensively, this unit here is really going to be able to turn the screws on its opponents and make things difficult, in particular in the half court.
So young Jack Andrew from Twizel will go up against Tawane G in the tip in this one. Does Pickering to throw the ball up. As Monday Night Hoops gets underway here on the home of sports, Sky Sport. Round 11 of the NZNBL.
Here we go.
And it's the Hawks who will control the first tip. Daron Arokawa.
Daron Arokawa has gotten off to some fast starts this season. Be looking for another one from here this evening.
Here's Quentin Bailey. 3 ball. Doesn't drop. And Andrew with the board.
Defensively, that's probably a shot you want QB going for. Really potent around the rim when he's gotten those deep catches, but the 3-point shot, probably one you're not too mindful of.
Inside they go. Here's Boyd among the tall timber. Withers. Williams round and Andrew screen. Banks it in. First points of this one go to Keith Williams.
Oh, what a soft finish with the shot clock running down and defenders all over him. Still able to get the kiss off the glass.
Russ turns the corner. Pass fake. Finish. Not there. So Williams goes the other way. Boyd to his right. That's who he finds. 3 in transition. Doesn't drop. And Harris with the good board.
A decent look off the miss. But excellent defense by Todd Withers. And he's been potent at times offensively, especially depending on his 3-point shot. But Todd Withers is an ace defensively. He can guard multiple positions and defend the rim. He had a huge game blocking shots against the Saints earlier this week.
Russ dashing to the hoop and finishing with his left hand.
He has improved his finishing around the rim just exponentially this season. He previously, really, especially early in his career, known as a 3-point shooter, but putting the ball on the deck and finishing at the rim is really how he's been scoring the bulk of his points this season. Withers
elevates from 3-point land. He gets it to go. I'm going to sign for McDowner.
Oh, and that looked pure too. That barely touched the net going through. We're going to have to really do a job on him if he's got his eye in like that.
Rokawa, Boyd paying close attention to him.
Nuggets really extending the defense out beyond the 3-point line.
Hiram Harris gets a run up. That's a mismatch with Andrew. Andrew gets the last say. Blocks it out of bounds.
Oh, nice awareness by Jack Andrew as Hiram Harris attempted to scoop, but he's able to sneak his arm around and get to probably the lowest vertical block this season.
AG turnaround jumper. Doesn't go. Foul called on the floor on Jack Andrew.
Well, didn't see a lot of contact from this angle, but neither player too upset about it, with a possible exception to Tawane AG, thinking it might have been free throws at the regime. But they'll take the ball.
And Rusbatch will inbound back to AG. Sizes up young Jack Andrew. Pass eventually off Todd Withers, so it will remain Hawks ball.
Timely cut by Quentin Bailey, unable to corral it, and somehow bounces off a nugget.
You found a noisy supporter, Hawkey. Oh, right there. Noisy supporter wins the first basketball.
Otago needs to get it in. Again, it's come off Withers. who's going, come on, man.
What are these? I got to get my hands on and keep. Ball's going to switch to the other side of the baseline now. And another 5 seconds to get the ball in. Nuggets doing pretty well defensively, quite active early.
Rusbatch catch and shoot from the inbound, and he rattles in the three.
And then we see a screen, direct pass for a shot in the corner. So need a little bit tighter follow on that chase when you're going over the top of the screen. Solid screen sent by AG for the Rusbatch triple.
Aitchison trying to find a bit of space, lobs it, but Andrew just mistimed his jump for the pass. So Rokawa goes the other way, drops it off. Hiram Harris with the finish.
They're just tremendous in transition. Hiram Harris, when he's going downhill, it's difficult to stop. An excellent find by Rokawa.
Boyd skips into the lane. Underarm finish doesn't go. Andrews with a good offensive board. Still working hard. And it will be Nuggets ball.
Showed good strength there to keep possession, even though Hiram Harris got two hands on it. Unable to get it up on the rim, but keeping possession, that's going to be as important as anything else to the Nuggets this evening.
Maybe a little bit of blood on Josh Aitchison's elbow. Yes, it is. You can see that as Jack Andrew shares a laugh with Quentin Bailey. So Aitchison takes to the bench to get that blood looked after. And Matt Bardsley into the game for the Nuggets. There's a look for Williams off the inbound. Looks to drive baseline. Harris does a great job to stay in front of him. One of the best defensive players in the league, Hiram Harris, but Williams' offense is better on that occasion.
And Keith Williams' first game of his NZNBL season was against this Hawks squad, and him and Hiram Harris had quite the battle in that game. I wonder if it's going to get replayed.
Harris drops it off to Bailey. Foul there.
And Quentin Bailey moving really well without the basketball early in this one, and that kinetic motion is so important to the Hawks and their scoring abilities, especially once they get into that half court. They need to keep moving. There's not a ton of guys who can really break you down off the dribble. You've got, well, I say that, and then there's Rusbatch, there's Rokawa, there's Hiram Harris, but also important to keep moving to open those driving lanes.
Withers called for the foul. Bailey misses a second. Withers grabs the board.
Just the one from Bailey as the Hawks go 1 point up.
Withers looking for an option and eventually just handing it to Andrew. Here's Trey Boyd. Rusbatch active in his defense. Boyd beats him, steps through. Williams from the corner. Big rebound from AG. And then the outlet pass. Who's that come off? It's come off Quentin Bailey. Oh, no, it hasn't.
Going to be a discussion about it, possibly. I always wonder what the workout is when you're talking to two refs who saw it differently. Does the head ref just get to say, "No, you're wrong. I saw it one way"? And it will stay with the Nuggets after a quick discussion.
I believe, and I don't want to get this wrong because I have just completed my level 1 e-learning.
Oh, congratulations.
Basketball New Zealand's referee course. They come together and they discuss what they saw, not what they think happened, what they saw, and then, the crew chief will make the final decision. Boy, no look pass over to Williams. We're missing the presence of Sam Timmins tonight and what he brings on the offensive end as AG.
Not enough penetration against that zone there. Content to sit on the outside and drop threes as Jack Salt has checked in the game as we see him roll down.
AG's three doesn't go.
I wonder if the Hawks are going to sit in a lot of zone with Jack Salt at the back of it. Him protecting that rim does make things easier on the perimeter.
He's already talking and loud on defense, and he gets his first stat of 2022. Great to see him back on the league. Jack Salt. I tell you what, the average handsomeness of the league goes up when Jack's here. That's for sure. Rokawa gets to his spot, pulls up from mid-range, can't get it to go. Salt down there making a nuisance of himself and retaining possession for the Hawks.
Oh, defensive rebound on one side comes down. Doesn't get the statistical reward for the offensive rebound, but that possession is there because of his activity. And he is going to change the look of this Hawk squad quite a bit. They now have that muscle up front. They can bang bodies with anybody if he's down there.
The look inside to Salt. He'll love to see this go in.
Ooh, that was a strong elbow to Todd Withers right on the hip. And I'm a little bit concerned about what that's going to be like as this game moves forward. Jack Salt trying to clear some space. He is a willing thrower of those elbows when he gets the ball down low, but that one, that looks like a little bit higher up in the ab. That's better than it is on the hip. If you get an elbow, a real hard shot right on your hip where you've got no muscle mass to take it, a bruise there can become really difficult to play with, especially when you're as agile as Todd Withers is.
Jack Salt not afraid to throw his weight around.
Back into that zone, Jack Salt in the middle of it.
Boyd trying to fashion a bit of space. Over the top to Matt Barsley it goes. He skips down the lane at Salt, high off the glass. Ruspatch with the board.
Always a little bit difficult to finish with 6'10" guys at the rim.
AG in traffic, the finish, Tawan AG.
Gives him the flex afterwards. Fortunate roll on the finish.
Barsley wanted the alley-oop. Williams didn't give it to him.
Man, just would have liked to see that pass go there. That was a difficult take for Williams on multiple defenders.
Barsley, we know, is bouncy. Ruspatch. This is to Orokawa. Here's Hiram Harris. Spinning, stopping on a dime, and just delicately dropping it in.
Oh, look at the footwork, the spin move to get open, and the up fake, shedding all defenders, giving him all the space in the world. I just love his attacks on the rim. So versatile and aggressive.
Boyd pulls up long two range. That doesn't go. So 12-7 the Hawks lead past the midway point of the first quarter. And Napier as Orokawa tries to contend with Matt Barsley. Drops it off to Salt. Just couldn't get his hands on it. Does the second time. Got a foul there.
It's been Jack Salt bumping around with Matt Barsley. Second personal foul on Jack Salt, both on the offensive end. And that's going to head to the bench now for a timeout, and they discuss things. Early on, I like what I see from the Hawks. They're attacking the rim, putting a lot of pressure there, not settling for jump shots. Conversely, you can see the Nuggets as we see this transition bucket for Hiram Harris early. The elbow foul into Todd Withers that immediately sacked him. Transition basketball, that is where the Hawks are finding their success. Here in the first quarter, the Nuggets, on the other hand, pretty content to sit and shoot the tray ball. Gonna have to get a bit more aggressive on the rim as this one, everything right now just a bit further out than you'd like. And the drives that they do have on the rim are well contested. They're gonna have to move that ball around, force the defense to adjust.
Hawks 7-5, Casey, in their 12 games. 2-3 at home, 5-2 on the road. So as Mick Downer said in pre-game, lots of teams losing at home. Every team's lost at least 3. In fact, the two teams at the top of the ladder, Tuatara and the Giants, have both lost 4 at home. The Giants 5-0 on the road, so that's been the basis of their season. But geez, it's been a close-fought competition in 2022. As Jerry Kenny enters the game for the first time for the Hawks.
I mean, the home has been so difficult. We still only have one team in the league. Two teams in the league with a winning record at home, and that is the Taranaki-Airs and the Wellington Saints, who just joined that. Other teams at 500, but above 500. Just 2 teams in the competition right now.
Teams join the road trips together as that pass is a little wayward, picked off by the Hawks. Here they come to AG. Beautiful bounce pass to Quentin Bailey. The block from Keith Williams, though.
Oh, just got a piece of it. I like the aggression by Bailey, but better defense being played in transition that time.
Aitchison in the corner. His 3-ball. Rattles around and eventually drops.
Wow, that is the softest roll I've ever seen on this hoops in this gym. They are normally not that friendly to anyone.
They're notoriously tough hoops. I hear a lot of players. Who's that come off? That's come off, Josh Aitchison. Hear a lot of players, both past and present, talk about the tough rims in the Bay.
If you're shooting the ball well in Taradale Arena, it's because you're just hitting the net. You are not hitting that orange iron because it is unfriendly.
Ruspatch gets a bite from Aitchison. That went in and out, but AG gets the board. He's fouled, so Twine AG will head to the Racine foul line.
I'm just seeing some more aggressiveness early from this Hawk squad, and they are already doubling up the rebound count on the Nuggets with an offensive rebound there. They're sitting at 10 rebounds total to the Nuggets 5. They've held the Nuggets to 3 for 11 from the field, and they hit that first 3 of the game, but they've missed 3 since. So already some signs that the Hawks are going to start wearing down the squad. A low-scoring first quarter. I thought it was going to be a bit higher than this, but both teams have had a bit of trouble finishing at the rim despite creating excellent looks.
Just over 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. 3-point lead to the Hawks. They're going to keep the pressure on the Giants and the Tuatara. Those top 2 spots crucial as they get you a bye. 3 ball doesn't drop. Good rebound from Withers over the shorter Kenny, and Williams drives, kisses it off the glass.
Better aggression created by the offensive rebound, opening up those driving lanes, but that's what Keith Williams can do. Strong, explosive player on the rim.
Kenny, Rokawa, catch and shoot. Withers the board. Barsley heads away as Darcy Knott gets his first touch of the ball. Got to get over halfway, do the Nuggets, and they do.
I was close to an 8-second call, but able to get it done. Short shot clock to get something done here, though.
There's a lot of tough road trips in our league, Casey, but what do you think? Wellington one night, Hawke's Bay the next is one of the toughest?
That is not an ideal trip. That is a difficult travel, not just to hop in the plane. There's a few issues, and you got to think throughout my career, that is one that I never had to take a part in.
Bailey with the jump hook with the left hand. Down that goes for the one they call QB.
Things getting a little bit more smooth in the scoring department here. Can the teams finish with a flurry down the stretch?
Williams driving at AG and is fouled by Tawan AG. So Williams trying to convince the referee he was shooting.
Not a lot of fouls, but that ball will be on the baseline. Or is it free throws? Tough to tell. Free throws it is. And despite, even if it wasn't, I don't know if Keith Williams was ever going to move. No, I am incorrect.
Baseline it is.
He tricked me out. He's moved off of it, and that's when I think the officials gave it up.
So Boyd will inbound to Aitchison. Here's Darcy Knox. Single digits on the shot clock as Williams turns, looks to pass to Andrew. Somehow got his hand on it. Jack Andrew, what a grab, but he's fouled. The basket won't count.
And the Hawks starting to rack those fouls up. Right underneath. Wasn't on Harris. I believe that was on Bailey. Nice job by Jack Andrew to get both hands on it. Take that contact. Would have been a nice finish, but he'll take the early foul call.
Back to Andrew they go. Hands it off. Boyd sets a big screen as well, does Andrew. In the mid-range he goes to Trey Boyd.
1 point in it, 15-16.
90 seconds to go. Raspach looking to be aggressive. And one. Ethan Raspach heads to the line.
Man, that transition attack is something off a made basket. And you see the just disagreements between the players for the Nuggets. That is not a promising sign when that's the communication that's going on the court. Discussing what needs to be done there. Josh Aitchison is hearing it from a few angles on his teammates. They're trying to let him know that you have to play defense this way. And Trey Boyd, Keith Williams saying, hey, we've got to make them work harder than this. And it must have been Aitchison because he's the one who got checked out. So it may have been his miscue.
So Robbie Coleman checks into the game. Of course, no Nico McCulloch, no Sam Timmins, 2 starters out for the Otago Nuggets, and no Jordan Hunt for the Hawke's Bay Hawks. Williams, big stride into the lane, can't get the bank to go, so Jack Andrew comes down with the offensive board.
Didn't like the first shot. Let's see what they create here. Need to move that ball, make these defenders go side to side a bit more.
Boyd shoots a heavily contested 3, tickles every bit of the twine.
It looks good when it goes like that, however. That is the skill he's got at his best.
Jack Exeter looking to fire back in kind. Can't. Offensive board. Quentin Bailey. Ethan Raspach wide open from the wing. Doesn't drop.
It has been a disappointing year for Ethan Raspach from beyond the arc. Not shooting with his normal skill.
Boyd to Coleman, who's in good position. Hiram Harris was in even better defensive position. It will remain Nuggets ball though.
Looked like Hiram Harris knocked that one out. Doesn't stay with the Hawks. 41 seconds left. If they can get this one back quickly, they got a chance for a 2-for-1, but let's see how long the Nuggets take with it.
Boyd, stutter step, pull up, rebound Harris. Bailey to his left, and that's who he finds. Quentin Bailey in transition.
Every transition bucket, so impressive, and a tough turnover there. They'll have the last shot now if they want it.
Rusbatch driving, not worried about the clock. And that's an athletic finish from Ethan Rusbatch.
Really impressive finish on that one. Can the Nuggets respond late?
It's going to be Trey Boyd with 5 seconds to go in the first quarter for 3, and he drains it. And somehow, Casey Frank, the Otago Nuggets finished that first quarter with a 1-point lead, 22-21. They lead the Hawke's Bay Hawks. Second quarter to come after the break here on the home of sport, Sky Sport.
Some honey here tonight.
Welcome back. Second quarter about to get underway at Pettigrew Green Arena in Napier. The Otago Nuggets lead 22-21 over the Hawke's Bay Hawks. Hugh Boehner here alongside Casey Frank. And Casey, just to the eye test, it felt like the Hawks had the better of that quarter. So talk me through that scoreline.
Well, the Hawks did most of the things they wanted to do, but the simple matter is, I mentioned before the game, when the Nuggets hit shots, they're better. They're 4 for 8 from 3 right now, and those 4 makes, 2 of them from Trey Boyd. That is the difference in a very tight ball game. If they miss one of those, they're down. But if they're able to continue to shoot at that level, it is going to be difficult for the Hawks to stay in that zone, and that will open up some driving lanes moving forward.
Todd Withers starts the second quarter for the Nuggets. Here's Williams. Nice patch on him. Big screen from Andrew. Williams, a spin and a finish.
Oh, put him in the spin cycle. Showing some lightning quickness on that one, and a strong finish as well off the glass. I like his mindset and the attacks he's got on the rim early.
So fully Kiwi lineup out there for the Hawks, who are successful in attracting probably the 2 biggest free agents of the off-season, or most sought after, I should say, and that's one of them, Hiram Harris, with a beautiful finish. The other, Jack Salt, who are sought after by multiple teams. Both ended up at the Bay.
A lovely place to play. And apparently, maybe Coach McDowner has a little something to do with it as well. Look at Hiram Harris, guarding a point guard now, going for the fake though.
And Trey Boyd capitalizing on Harris's flight.
Both teams are having some twitchy jumps going on. Eyebrows seem the key. Keep on using those up fakes.
Exeter, former Ram, looking for another one in Quentin Bailey, but here come the Nuggets. Keith Williams. Foul here on Jared Kenny.
Not the worst foul for Jared Kenny, slowing down the break as he sort of got deked out of his shoes there and was still able to stop it.
Brent Matahari somewhat ambitiously asking for an unsportsmanlike.
That'd be tough. That'd be a tough unsportsmanlike. Of course, Jared Kenny, he is pretty good with the flailing arms when he's out of position.
Former Otago Nugget, of course.
He has got the win in the showdown, the 2020 showdown.
That was mullet Jared Kenny as well, wasn't it?
That was Moulet.
It was the mullet Jared Kenny and the beard of Jordan Nartai.
one stuck around, one not so
both
much.
Shaved off in Dunedin after the championship win, after the showdown championship win.
They were. I'm not sure what charity they were for, but someone hopefully got something out of it, because that mullet was a thing of beauty, and to take it off to never return was pretty disappointing for a lot of Moulet fans.
Jordan Hunt was part of that team as well, not here with the Hawks tonight. Another sought-after free agent returning to the Hawks after losing that heartbreaking final to the Wellington Saints last year. Withers elevates from three-point land, can't get it to go. So Rusbatch almost lost the handle, round the back from Harris to Bailey. The running hook shot is it from Quentin Bailey off to the left.
Yeah, they're really attacking the post, but need a little bit more action out of the on ball. But the Nuggets are showing so hard, they're forcing it out of the ball handler's hands early.
Boyd fires it over the top two, no one.
Just a bit of a miscommunication there. And Todd Withers normally sits out on the three-point line waiting for that catch, but he was on his way to cut, and because of it, the unforced error.
It's Jared Kenny now for the Taylor Hawks.
So the Hawks trail by 3, 8 minutes to go. Harris will shoot the three ball and drain it. Hiram Harris will be on the arc.
If he's going to do that in that position, that really changes the defensive scout on him. He's a capable shooter at all times, but he has been ever improving in that category the last couple of years.
Tassie Knox looking for a teammate, finding one at Jack Andrew. Williams around the Knox screen. Kenny with some good defense, but a foul called, whistle late.
Yeah, there was some contact. It was minimal, but shooting the basketball, I think good recognition by Keith Williams there to feel that touch and then get it up. Jared Kenny thinking to himself, if I'm going to foul somebody, I'm going to use it, especially when it's his second. With still 7.5 minutes left here in the second quarter.
And this is your chance to make some noise in here tonight. Get this Pettigrew green arena shaking, step those feet, slap those hands.
So Keith Williams averaging 19.4 points, and just under 6 rebounds and 2 assists in 2022. After a nightmare journey to get here, remember he was the one who had all sorts of flights cancelled and passport expired, and spent a couple of extra nights at the hotel in LA. So some stressful times there for general manager Angela Rushka of the Nuggets, but he arrived and he's been good for the dollar since he has.
Most definitely the import quality has been high across the league this season. And you guys are contributing to victories all over the place.
Rusbatch driving and finishing. Getting some success at the hoop is Ethan Rusbatch in this one.
And being able to finish with both hands on drives early in the game, and he's moved up.
11 points now.
Yeah, double figures.
Jack Exeter had that brief moment where he was torn between, is that a backcourt or do I claim a steal?
Bit of both there, as we have another timeout to the Nuggets. This one want to chat things over after the enforced errors. Last thing the Nuggets want to do after working so hard in that first quarter is start to let some of these unforced errors creep in and affect the way they're playing on the offensive end. That will be their 4th turnover, I believe. You see some of the Keith Williams action. The Ethan Rusbatch, beautiful. Show it to him, reverse layup. Trey Boyd, the range from deep. And the Hiram Harris triple. Todd Withers saying, go ahead and shoot that. And Hiram Harris, well, I will. That looks like a little bit of a Adelaide 36ers practice battle at times. Those are two players who will know each other pretty well. Todd Withers saw Hiram Harris shoot enough to say, hey, I'll force you into a couple jumpers, but Hiram Harris is used to that. It's a different player over here in New Zealand. He's got a little bit more freedom on the offensive end. No points off the bench yet for the Hawks. Just the one shot as well. for the Nuggets. Production from Darcy Knox with 2 points. Everything else in the starters. Keith Williams with 9. Trey Boyd with 10. Todd Withers' lone bucket was that early triple, but he does have 4 rebounds and an assist.
So the Hawks back in the lead by 1, and Hiram Harris will get us back underway.
3 steals already in this one for the Hawks as well. That ball pressure will get more tenacious as the game goes on.
AG spinning on Josh Aitchison. That pass trying to thread through a needle.
He really should have gone up with that one. He's a foot away from the rim. That's an easy hook shot, in particular with a guard that he took down from the elbow there. Todd Withers.
He's getting no love on the baseline, at baseline out of bounds calls. That one was a tough one to call. That one's not a tough one to call. That definitely came off Trey Boyd.
Good read by Trey Boyd, though, to go and take that away. Looked like he was well sealed, but Tuan AG had 2 guys to get to, and he could only get 1.
AG sets the screen for Rusbatch. No one on him. Can't get it to go. Ethan Rusbatch off the front line.
He's had that wide open look twice now. That is poor defense off the baseline OB, but they are let off the hook because of the miss. That is one Ethan Rusbatch would love back.
Williams certainly has the strength and size mismatch on Rokawa, and he kisses it off the glass.
A simple game for Keith Williams right now. He is looking for the advantages and taking it when he has it.
AG, Exeter was wide open, said to go for Rusbatch. I'd dearly love to see that one drop. Also short.
Great looks, though. Nothing wrong with him. You're Coach Mick Downey. You are happy for him to let it fly.
Boyd, he can't get it to go. AG comes down with the board. Nugs by 1. Rusbatch this time puts it to the floor. Rusbatch at full stretch.
The finishing has just improved to such a level that he is more dangerous as a driver this year. I mean, the shot just isn't cooperating with him. That's part of it. But man, with those drives, if he could get a little luck from the 3-point line.
Williams working hard and finishing, and Jack Exeter, you can't do that.
You can try, though. You could always try. Nice move. Keith Williams is really aggressive. He is looking for the ball, wanting the ball, and up to 13 points already for 6 for 11 from the field. A solid percentage, but it's more about the kind of shots he's getting. He is not letting the defense rest at all when they are on him. He is putting the ball on the floor and creating better opportunities for himself.
Teams changing leads more time than you change teams, Casey. Everett Bartlett back on the floor. They try to play a little bit of netball there, the Hawks, but 1 pass too many.
Tuan AG needs to be a bit more aggressive on the interior. That's a couple of times he's gone for the pass when he had the shot.
Withers contested 3-ball, doesn't go. Williams scampers for the board.
Williams' effort has been contagious for the Nuggets.
Jack Salt out there and affecting that shot mightily.
It's a bit different with the 6'10 guys on you. Close to a travel there. I might have to go with Coach Brett Matahade.
And then a foul at half court from Todd Withers. Brett Matahade bringing out the dance moves.
An unfortunate foul for Withers as well. That would have been a great place for a trap. Regardless, that will pick up his 2nd personal foul.
So Matt Bardsley checks back into the game for Darcy Knox. Everett Bartlett will get us back underway.
Reasonably high scoring game for what seems like a pretty slow pace when you're watching it. There's been decent conversion, but I think both teams not running it as much as I expected coming in.
AG spreads the pass to Bartlett. Back to Harris. He's hit one from that spot already tonight. That one doesn't go. Salt with the O board. Blocked by Withers. And Withers finally happy. He's made a play without a whistle on the defensive end.
A great finish. Jack Salt just couldn't get the lift to get above that.
Oh, Williams goes right at Hiram Harris.
Yeah, that's got to be a charge, and it was. Hiram Harris, the only question was whether his feet were outside the charge circle, as Keith Williams went straight through the jaw to get that one. Williams still on the ground. Hiram Harris is like, sweet, let's go.
And draws the foul.
Yeah, he's not looking too great, is Keith Williams physically after that one. He would not be the first player to come off the worst for wear after contact like that with Hiram Harris.
Basketball making its way out towards the
Brains trust for the Hawke's Bay Hawks.
It's always good when you get a whole bunch of hairstyles in the coaching staff. I'm appreciative of it.
And the Muppets, by the looks of it.
The Moulet has well and truly come back strong throughout the NZNBL this season, not just on the court. Supporters as well.
Inside to AG. He spins. Aitchison with the good help, as with Trey Boyd, but the Hawks go again through Harris. And no-look pass. Bartlett. Rokawa.
Everybody in the key. That's got to be 3 seconds. Got to get one of those shots up, and the spacing was just a bit off there. With 3 guys who like to do their work around the basket, AG, Harris, and Jack Salt, there was not a lot of space for the drive. Rokawa lets that one fly from the triple. Great chance at the offensive rebound, but the extra dribbles forces the turnover. And McDowner would want to just talk about the way things are going. The flow just feels a bit off here in the second quarter.
Okay, so while I've got a timeout, I want to ask you, obviously you're approaching the pointy end of the season, and there's going to be some awards handed out, of course, at the end of the regular season before the NZNBL Final 6 gets underway. MVP, who's your MVP so far?
Well, there's a few, and you can't really pick an MVP because I do feel like, for me, the most valuable player is going to be on one of the teams that finishes in that top 3 most likely. There's a short list of guys. There's a couple of candidates for the Taranaki-Airs. I think when you're looking at Javante Douglas, Anthony Hilliard, they've played so fantastically this season carrying that load. They'd be up there. You look at the Nelson Giants, the way Jared West has played, even Sam Dempster has really improved and really carried a lot of the load. Those are 2 right off the bat that I'm thinking of. If the Tuatara are able to hang up there, Rob Lowe has been so influential throughout the season. But you know, when it does come down to it, you're going to look at who's made it into the finals, because for my money, it's tough to be the MVP if you're not playing finals basketball.
Sunday Ditch as well in the conversation.
Yeah, most definitely. As a 2-way player, he has just been tremendous, and his effect on the game is always palpable.
Corey Webster, as Jack Salt wrestles with Matt Bardsley. Jump ball to call.
Well, nice show of strength there. The only problem with it is he couldn't rip it out just a bit sooner to keep possession going their way in the third quarter. But possession back again, showing that defensive prowess around the painted area that in Hawke's Bay is not painted. So it makes it a little confusing.
Harris barks out the orders, gets the screen from Jack Salt. Salt crashes to the rim. So they find Bartlett. Rides his way to the hoop. Another offensive rebound for Jack Salt. This time he's fouled, and he'll go to the receive foul line to shoot 2.
Jack Salt has been effective in the post. Just getting his own offense, not really having anything created for him, but second chance opportunities have abounded. And finally, he'll get a chance to get that bucket in as he goes to the Resine for his first attempt of the game and the season from the stripe.
Spent the year with the Brisbane Bullets, of course. One name I'm not sure you heard me mention there, Casey, who's just snuck into the top 10 of MVP votes. Of course, the top 10 vote getters go to a panel. It's Corey Webster.
Oh, see, Webb, that's an excellent point. He hasn't been around as much in the season, but when you're talking about players that have changed the fortunes of the team, and the gravity he brings to the floor offensively, the way he's shooting the basketball, even when they're undermanned, they're not undermanned on the offensive end because of his ability to fill it up. And he's got them in great position down the stretch to claim one of those top 6 spots and be a threat in the finals for the title.
Boyd pulls that from 2-point land and drains it. Trey Boyd.
That's looking very pure. As when the Nuggets show patience and get that ball through hands, the effectiveness of their shots goes up so much.
Rokawa back out to Bartlett, shoots a 3. Close out from Bardsley, does not affect the veteran Everard Bartlett.
Everard Bartlett has shot about 100,000 shots in this gym. And so if there's one player that the hard rims don't affect, it will be him.
Boyd drops it off to Jack Andrew. Bartlett with the help deep.
Jack Andrew keeps getting deep catches, but dribbling out. He's got to put those up.
Aitchison.
Oh, great clear out by Todd
just
Withers.
opened up.
Todd Withers just completely took Jack Salt out of that play, nearly pretty much boxing him out in a physical tussle. Great job creating that space for his guard.
Rokawa looking to pass that around the back to Salt, out of bounds off Aitchison. So Hawks retain possession.
Man, the Hawks are really trying a lot of interior passes here in the first half that have been difficult to come off for the most part, but putting a lot of pressure on the Nuggets to keep hands active in there.
AG from the pass from Otago. A nice heads-up play from Daron.
The defense on the baseline out of bounds, in particular on the zone, has been pretty poor. Lots of opportunities been created by the plays when they've got the ball coming out there.
There's Boyd around the Andrew screen. Big screen it is too. Boyd with the long AG on him, trying to find a bit of separation. Eventually gets Andre Boyd off one leg on the baseline.
That is very pretty. Creating space, and created multiple moves that lost the defender, but still had to hit a tough shot.
AG drives at Andrew. Good defense from Jack Andrew, and Bardsley comes away with the ball.
Forcing the action inside again. Might have been better off sending it outside with 4 gold jerseys in the painted area.
Oh, it's a great opportunity for Jack Andrew, isn't it, really, with no Sam Timmins?
He's been valuable in the minutes that he goes out there. I would like to see him be a bit more aggressive, especially when he gets those catches down low.
Otago just pummels it off Josh Aitchison's foot, so once that ball is retrieved, the Hawks will inbound. 37 apiece, a minute 39 to go in the first half. The Nuggets trying to wrestle themselves back into some form despite being undermanned after a hot start to the season.
Ethan Rusbatch leading scorer for the Hawks with 13 points, supported by Hiram Harris with 9.
Check Salt from the elbow, gets it to go.
Oh, the mid-range jump shot for the big fella. That is one he has worked hard on over the past 4 or 5 years to hit with some consistency and become a weapon from that area.
Boyd, again round the Andrew screen. Salt puts the wall up in front of Boyd. He somehow goes round it with 3 in the key. The call on Andrew.
And it's tough when you're a big guy looking to get those offensive rebounds and the guard just refuses to shoot it. Help me out a little bit. Come on in, give me some, just put it on the rim. I've got the mismatch. You've got the big on you, but easier said than done when you're a point guard and you've got the 6'10", 11-ness of Jack Schalt with the arm straight up, blocking out the sun and the view of the rim.
Otago drops it into Bailey. Withers on him. Bailey gets the jump hook to go.
Another extra pass in the interior, trying to trade good shots into great shots. And fortunately for QB, he was able to hold on to it and get the finish and extend to a 4-point lead.
They're getting so deep within the paint. The Hawks are catching the ball under the bucket. As Withers fires it over. Joe Ahi into the game. Boyd. Ahi did so well to keep that in. Stunner step. 3 ball. Doesn't drop it. There's Ahi down low. And he's drawn the foul.
And, we'll give another attempt to the Nuggets as it's just the 3rd personal for the Hawks, who have been able to play defense, both teams really, without a lot of contact. The whistles have, for the most part, stayed in the pockets. And Boyd with a quick release off the baseline out of bounds. Similar play to what the Hawks have found success with, just a high screen and a shooter coming off of it.
16 points now for Trey Boyd.
Looking like the last shot will go the Hawks' way. Question is, does he want to screen or does he just want to go?
Bailey sending all sorts of screens, on ball, off ball. And Otago is going to go one-on-one with Boyd. Rusbatch scampering to the corner. And it doesn't drop. Will Joe Ahi get a shot? He will, just in time. And that'll do us halftime at Pettigrew Green Arena in Napier. The Hawks clinging on to a slender lead, 41-39.
Yeah, the Hawks doing really well to close that one out strong, but the Nuggets staying close throughout, showing some good fortitude despite a game just yesterday.
Halftime, 41-39. The Hawks lead the Nuggets. We'll be back with some stats and analysis after the break here on Sky Sport. Halftime here between the Hawks and the Nuggets at Pettigrew Green Arena in beautiful Hawke's Bay.
for him. An exact even split in their field goal percentage. Both teams should
Third quarter just moments away at Pettigrew Green Arena. Good crowd again tonight. Heard now 1,300 pre-sold tickets on a Monday night in the school holidays. Great to see. Crowds have been fantastic all around the NZNBL in 2022. And you know what, Casey? The move to the final 6 has really kept this competition humming past the midway point. I don't think I can remember in my time around the league that many kind of mid-season or even just past the midpoint season roster moves from teams, because everyone was alive.
Yeah, most definitely. I think even in the best of years, you wouldn't really go much beyond 6 teams that had a realistic shot of getting there. As we take out a look at some of the action in the first half, and I do keep getting a laugh. I'm sorry about that, Todd Withers, but that is an instant reaction to it. But it's been great for the league. It's been great for the provinces in particular to be able to keep continue rooting for a team that's got a chance. You know, even a team that, when you look at like the Manawatu Jets, who early on were so struggling, but they were able to find a bit of form, and they're still in it late. You know, there is really no team outside of the Southland Sharks who is probably completely out of it. Sorry about that, Southland Sharks. It's been a tough year.
Well, they've had a lot to battle with. Injuries, COVID ripped through their team at key point. Their coach nearly died. Not to make a trivial point out of it, and it's great to see Coach Rob Beveridge back. I was very happy to see him walk into the Trafalgar Centre on Saturday night, and they've been through the ringer this year, that's for sure, as the Southland Sharks.
But you even imagine saying that, not just that teams have a chance, but teams all the way just about to the bottom of the ladder are still in the mix. If things go their way, they can get there. It is so tight. The only problem I really see with it is that you're going to need an advanced mathematics degree to go through the permutations on who's won what battle and is actually going to get one of those top 6 spots, because it's that tight.
I am going to order a new abacus, I think. Hang up the old ones. Been going for a while over those many Australian NBL seasons.
I'm pretty sure your old abacus you just stole from a small child in Nelson anyway, so it's good that you're going to get a new one. Hopefully she can get it back.
Yeah, just the Sharks who officially can't make the top 6 at the moment. So the 6 at the moment, Tuatara Giants in the top 2 spots, both with 9 wins. The Airs with 8. The Hawks trying to join them tonight. The Bulls have 7, the Rams have 7, and that's the top 6 at the moment. So Academy Rams sitting in that prized 6th spot are 7-7. Behind them with a game in hand, this Nuggets side, who are 6-7, and then the Saints 5-8. But don't you worry, with the talent to finish on a run and go all the way to the big dance.
I think what most of the people who have been around the league have looked at the Saints and said, yeah, they're bad now, but eventually they're going to get their squad and they're going to be able to make a run. And it looks like that time is now. There are some questions defensively still for the Saints, but there are no questions about that offense. And absolutely no questions about the talent of Xavier Cooks leading the way. He is a phenomenal basketball player, is able to do it on both ends of the court in multiple positions.
Saints side have to play the Hawks twice in their next 2 games, and then they have to play the Jets, then the Giants and the Tuatara. So that is a tough run-in, and they pretty much need to win all those games.
Yeah, they can't really afford to
play 4 of their games are against top 3 teams.
Mostly they can't afford to get a loss because they are so far down in the points for and against category because of some early season losses without their full talent. So if they roll the dice, finish at 9-9, and let it come down to the countback, that won't be in their favor more than likely.
But you know what? I wouldn't bet against them.
I feel if the TAB was taking long odds on teams right now, the Saints would probably be my bet. Not sure what those odds are, though.
They're an organization that knows how to win. And the banners up at the TSB Arena in Wellington prove that. We're back underway in Hawke's Bay, and it's the Hawks who lead the Nuggets by 2. Todd Withers, 7 points in the first half, looking to get himself going early, and does so.
And just so smooth when he puts his head down and determines that he's going to drive. Great finish.
3 points, I should say, in the first half, 7 rebounds as Hiram Harris responds with a little baby hook of his own.
Just gets really deep there. Todd Withers was depending on his shot blocking ability, but Harris uses his body to shield that. Williams round
a Withers screen, fires up from 3-point land. Keith Williams from beyond the arc.
Good strong screen. Tuan AG just not up quite high enough. Needs to be tight to it, but you didn't expect him to shoot that. He's been driving so often. He switched the script there.
AG, aggressive drive, tucks the ball under his arm and finishes.
Well, I like that strong, powerful drive, especially against the guard, able to use his ball handling abilities to get that space and use his strength to finish because the guards can't stop him down low.
Burst into the NZNBL with a buzzer beater at Cal Stadium in Christchurch. I was lucky enough to witness.
Not a bad way to get welcomed hitting the game winner.
Boyd bounce pass to Jack Andrew, who's fouled on the back.
That is a great pass by Trey Boyd. The skill it takes to be in the air and drop that off in a bounce pass and still be soft enough for the big fella to catch it. Not sure what on his head got fouled except for his hair.
That's the proof in the pudding that it was a foul, that Jack had to redo the man bun.
But is it a foul if he just knocks the man bun? Because I think it was mostly man bun as opposed to skull. Does that count? Because that's like an extra 4 inches of contact area there off the back.
You're thinking back into your career going, if that counts, then I'm owed a few more fouls.
I went mostly with the shaggy look. I didn't tie it up too often back then.
Still anyone's game, 8:35 on the clock.
Harris just bustling into the Nuggets and finishing.
He just is able to find an extra half a step each time and just enough space to get it over defenders with that soft touch of his around the rim.
Williams just meanders up court. And meanders is a word for this game so far. Both teams just taking their time, playing at their own pace.
Well, as we see, the Withers triple drain. When he is on, it is just looks so good. It is just brilliant striking the net there. But I'm really surprised the Hawks haven't looked to push the pace a bit more. This is going to be a fatigued Nugget squad as Harris gets all the way to the rim and Bailey gets hammered on the offensive rebound attack.
You know, we talked about that at halftime as well. You thought the Hawks would push the pace a bit more. They've had around 11, 12 days off. The only other team to have had a break that long in the season so far was the Nuggets. And a similar thing happened to them when they came out after that break.
It's a long break. I mean, when you have that much time, you're probably taking 2 or 3 days off at least at the beginning, and you're getting things back. It does take some time to get back up to speed, but this Hawk squad, I mean, they've had guys away with the Tall Blacks team, so those guys will be battle tested. And just the style of play, they normally push it so aggressively. The absence of Jordan Hunt, bringing in Jack Salt, that does change that balance somewhat. But it's the guards, every time I see a rebound come down, especially with this lineup, I would love to see the ball being pushed up the court, forcing the Nuggets to contend with that, as they have struggled in the second half at times when this pace is really pushed.
Nuggets lead by 1. Trey Boyd has 16 points and the ball in his hand. Flings it over to Bardsley. Withers, catch and shoot, out in front. Andrew working hard. That's come off Jack Andrew.
Yeah, looked from our angle that it might have been Hiram Harris on the second touch, but Jack Andrew does not argue.
Does Jack Andrew ever argue?
I'm not sure he's a talker. It is shows a lot of discipline to go through games and just accept all calls. Discipline, not my middle name.
To 1 AG, he's fouled by Withers.
Putting the ball on the floor and finding some success with it. In the first half, he had a lot of catches down low as Withers picks up foul number 3, and that will affect the defensive attack of the Nuggets. Todd Withers is going to go to the bench. As Josh Aitchison checks in for him, just can't afford to have Withers pick up that 4th personal. He has been so valuable to them defensively and with some big triples, although probably not the volume of shots that would really allow him to affect this game offensively. Still 8 points to go with 7 boards and an assist.
Jack Salt back into the game, as is Jared Kenny for the Taylor Hawks.
Look for Jared Kenny to take a turn on Trey Boyd as he's got those 16 points and really pressure him.
As he adds 2, Taylor Hawks 51,
Here's Boyd. His lead is changing.
Never mind, make that to Hirokawa, who's up and in from 3/4 court.
Andrew looking for someone, finding Boyd. AG on Boyd, those long arms. There's Boyd, ball on the string, step back, 3 ball. Down it goes, Trey Boyd, and he just lets Hiram Harris on the bench know about it.
Well, I think they're talking about the switch because the Hawks have been so willing to switch a big onto Trey Boyd, and he's starting to take a little offense to this. He's like, I know he's a solid defender, but he can't guard me out here. I got the moves in the bag.
Here's AG on the other end of the court. Aitchison on him. Boyd almost picking his pocket. Rokawa thought about the three. Kenny has to shoot it. Shot clock winding down. High off the back iron, and Keith Williams goes up and gets the rebound.
Spacing there, forcing that mishandle by AG.
Williams pulls up from mid-range. Kenny with a good box out on the board. Rosbach might think about this three in transition. Does. Get off the front iron. AG comes down with the offensive rebound. Oh, Jack Andrew with the block. And then he's fouled.
Oh, that is an official a long ways away from the action to be blowing that whistle. Those two officials quite close to it. A bit of a battle down low, but a bit too much contact. Nuggets pretty fortunate there because that is a active offensive rebounding attack as we take a look at Jack Salt. Had a little something to do with that, getting AG the ball.
Aitchison didn't realize Rokawa was so close behind him. Misses with the three ball.
No effect on the shot when you don't know the defender's coming and he doesn't block it.
Rokawa wrestling with Bardsley, sticks with it, but Jerome Rokawa in trademark fashion.
Oh, that's such a soft touch show. That is a difficult finish, despite some contact getting through it to tie this ball game up.
Boyd gets to his spot in the mid-range. Can't get the shot to go.
Here's that patience again.
Rokawa a few feet beyond the arc. Daron Rokawa for three.
Well, in the first half, every time he was involved in an on-ball, we saw a hard show, really forcing him away and forcing him to give it up. That hasn't happened, and that's 5 quick points for him.
And the Hawks, as Bardsley will go the Razine.
Uh-oh, that is going to be a tee on somebody. Daron Rokawa from this angle looked like he purposefully stepped on him. I never want to go into a guy's head, but he did not make a lot of attempts to get out of the way. And then he got shoved. He got shoved out of the way by Keith Williams. It's at the very least, that should be a technical on the second one. But we'll see.
The referee's going to talk it over. A couple of fans loving it in the background I saw there, just cackling with laughter. I don't know if we'll get to see a GJ Gardner-Holmes replay
So
as the refs talk it over.
What's your guess here? 1 tee or 2 tees? Do we have the double tech or just a tee on the reaction by Williams?
Sharon Martin, Hamish Dow and Dallas Pickering will talk it over, and we'll hopefully stick with the refs and see a call. That's Daron Rokawa with a blocking foul.
2 shots.
And that's Daron Rokawa with an unsportsmanlike foul. 2 shots.
Well, this is a tremendous break for the Nuggets, in particular, since there's nothing for the push that came in at the end of it, which is normally the thing that officials see. Normally the last little play on it is the one we get through. Regardless, we're going to have free throw here for Bardsley. 2 shots at the Razine. And the Hawks thinking a little bit of karma there with the ball from their view not lying. But then it'll be 2 free throws for anybody on this Nugget squad to take as Bardsley misses them both. So now 2 more free throws and possession for the Nuggets as we have a look at it again. There's the foul.
Was it the...
And then let's have a look at Daron Rokawa there with a little kick, a little thing, and then that shove right there. Not a lot in it. I think Daron Rokawa a little bit off balance, but Bardsley taking all the free throws. They didn't send anybody else out there. Normally,
misses the first 2.
You missed 2. You go ahead and have a seat, buddy. Let anybody else have a try. But the bounce back from Bardsley, 1 for 4. Don't know about that one. Did the imports know that they could have taken those free throws one more time?
Was it an attempted Allen Iverson-esque step over?
Well, no.
I think that's a deliberate little tap to the torso from Rokawa there.
I also appreciate the way that Bardsley made it look like he got hit by a sniper.
Now I think we know why the fans were laughing in the background.
Good fun all around.
And all that time for 1 point for the Nuggets. But they trail by 2, 5 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Aitchison, bit of space there. Salt with the closeout. Good position down low.
Yeah, shot clock violation on that one. Could have been a 3-second as well. Oh, the attempted quick attack by the Hawks doesn't come because a timeout called by Coach McDowner. And McDowner's asking for some similar calls on the other end.
4:58 remains.
This has been a disjointed game of basketball. This guy's not used to playing on the Monday nights. Nick Downer is fiery.
Well, you know what? This time of the season, we talked about the congestion in the ladder. There's just that little bit of extra feeling in every game. Every possession means so much. We're starting to see a little bit of playoff intensity. And it can lead to just some games that appear just a little bit strange.
How about after 25 minutes, these two teams have taken the same amount of shots and had the same amount of makes. 22 for 40, both squads. A little bit different on the twos and the threes, but if that's not a picture of evenness, I do not know what is. 23 rebounds to the Hawks, 22 to the Nuggets. These are two teams on either end of the seesaw right now.
So the crowd getting down at the Pettigrew Green Arena.
You're doing an outstanding job.
So a little rules clarification coming in. Matt Bardsley, because it was an unsportsmanlike foul, not a technical foul, had to shoot those free throws.
Thanks, refs. I did not understand that. I see though. So unsportsmanlike gets 4 free throws on the shot. Impressive.
Jared Kinney to Hiram Harris.
So back underway, Hiram Harris tucks the ball under his arm, drives it, Andrew finishes. Hiram Harris, when he wants to, just finishes at will.
Hot knife through butter. Time and time again, put the ball on the floor, attack that rim, get your buckets, Hiram Harris, because you have been unstoppable when you put your mind to it.
So the Hawks will look to put a little bit of daylight between them and the Nuggets in the last 4.5 minutes. Darcy Knox with a 3. Rebounded by Rusbatch. Todd Withers on the bench at the moment as that pass almost picked off. Quick first step from Daron. The floater from the baseline doesn't go.
Put 3 moves in one. I'm not sure which one Darcy Knox went through, but went for one of them.
Harris does great to stay in front of Keith Williams. Keith Williams pulls out from long 2-point range, rattles around and drops in.
Man, they were in drops there. Jack Salt just a bit too low to affect that, and Hiram Harris couldn't come from behind, but he can come from the front with the layups in transition straight down the middle with another finish and contested defensive abilities.
Boyd calling the play. Aitchison give and go with Andrew. All that pass wayward.
So, Josh Aitchison,
turnover.
Pardon me, Hugh. Josh Aitchison asking for a foul on the contact, but that's not the type of game today is. Today is the type of game where that contact's coming, you better get used to it. In particular on a pass. Gonna have to show a little bit more bone marrow to get through those.
Kenny. He drives.
Oh, how'd he get that out?
Got it to Jack Salt somehow, and Williams comes down with the board.
And so much attention being paid to Hiram Harris that one. 2 members of the zone affecting his drive, opening up that lane, but unable to finish are the Hawks.
So Williams drives, Salt lurking. And a foul called, I think, before on Jared Kenny.
Yeah, Jared Kenny on the drive. Jack Salt blocks that before it hits the glass, so that will not be an N1. Jack Salt and Keith Williams having a little bit of a chat now as well. I just really appreciate just a little bit of bad blood. Just a little bit. I don't want all the bad blood. I don't want to be that super angry, but I like a little bit of dislikability amongst the guys on the floor. Let's make it count. Makes it more fun. Todd Withers back in the ball game with those 3 fouls.
Makes them both does Williams. So here comes Hiram Harris. A couple of successful drives so far since the last timeout. Jack Salt with that almost patented push shot of his.
And probably just about a foot outside of his range, despite not being contested by Jack Andrew.
Just over 2 minutes remains.
Boyd, corner. Knox turns down the wide open 3, goes back to his American teammate. Doesn't turn it down this time, Darcy Knox. Can't get it to go. Withers did well to almost get it. Jack Salt comes down with a little bump for good measure on Todd Withers. As Kenny's fouled by Knox on his way down the court.
Well, Todd Withers took one of those a bit more solidly earlier. But make no mistake, those elbows of Jack Salt's are flying around at all times. And even if it doesn't look like that much, it's a lot. He is a big boy. And if you're getting hit by one of those, you're going to feel it. Ethan Rusbatch still has some words for Keith Williams. So I think Keith Williams is talking to everybody.
Inside they go to Salt. Turn around with his left, rolls around the rim. Hiram Harris hits the deck hard.
Great depth of catch there, but you got to be able to finish it.
And a 5-on-4 opportunity, but the pass to Coleman picked off by Rusbatch. Harris drops it off to the Hawke's Bay Hawks. Kept in. Andrew did well to affect the shot.
Might have been a little touch on the arm there, but no finish, no foul.
Williams creating the contact. The English on the glass.
Oh, looks like he stepped out of bounds.
Oh.
And a quick counterattack coming back the other way to nobody. No, this is a little bit comical right now.
Boyd from the elbow.
Get yourself back involved.
Restores a bit of normality.
It has been a while since we've called his name.
And the Nuggets have the lead. These teams just sometimes it's like they're playing basketball in a second language at the moment.
Well, they're really attacking the post, but you got to keep with the drives. They're not having a lot of luck out of the straight post up, and because of that, they've squandered a bit of a lead, and the Nuggets are having another sniff.
I wonder if the off-ball chat is just affecting some of the players out there as Mick Downer tried to just get the Hawks to refocus. Robbie Coleman working hard under the hoop. Harris, though, swatted it away eventually.
Just get your heart out and go to work down low.
Rusbatch. Williams puts it into that baseline. Sojourn.
I'd swing the ball to Hiram Harris. He's got the driving lane on this weak side. Instead, they go the other way.
Exeter doesn't pass to Harris. Skips into the lane, looks to assault.
Just going the wrong way there. Back into the teeth of the defense. All the helps that side.
Trey Boyd almost with the pretty finish. Who's that come off?
Ethan Rusbatch trying to affect that call, but almost certainly went off him there.
Bartlett and AG check back into the game for the Hawks. 60 points apiece under a minute to go in this third quarter.
And it does seem like that long layup has had a bit of effect on this Hawk squad, who's just never really looked smooth on the offensive end.
Withers catch and shoot from the inbound. Doesn't drop. Kenny with the rebound. 50 seconds to go in the third quarter. Jack Exeter will not say no to that wide open three. AG, big offensive board. Just shunts Jack Andrew at the way and finishes.
He displaced him about a half a meter with that second shoulder charge. Love the physicality down low. Love that mindset. Get the ball. I am going to finish. There's nothing you can do to stop it.
Here's Knox. Gets a bit of space, courtesy of Jack Andrew. Three ball doesn't go.
Last shot of the quarter should go the Hawks' way once they recognize the time, and Jared Kenny does. Just depends on who they want with the ball in hands for that shot. Going to be a Jared Kenny on ball. See what he creates off the dribble.
Bartlett finds a bit of space. Off, rebounded by Withers, and Robbie Coleman might get a bit of time to get a shot up. And leaves it well short. So three-quarter time at Pettigrew Green Arena. And a slightly disjointed battle with plenty of feeling out there on the court. And it's the Hawke's Bay Hawks who lead the Otago Nuggets 62 points to 60. Fourth quarter to come after the break. Welcome back to Pettigrew Green Arena, where the Hawke's Bay Hawks lead the Nuggets 62 points to 60. Hugh Baden here alongside Casey Frank. Seen plenty of ill will, I'm going to go ahead and say it, in this game so far between these two teams. We saw a little bit earlier in the season as well. So this one boiling over, and with a fourth quarter to go in front of a great crowd in Napier. How much of a say will that man have in the end of this game?
Well, this fourth quarter is all about what's left in the tank. Both teams not putting enough pressure, as we see Withers and Hiram Harris have a little bit of a fake tussle. but whoever's able to push this pace, create better shots, hang on to the basketball, and win the rebound battle, that's where the victory is going.
Well, Jake Andrews come out defending and got bumped around by AG last time, so we'll see how he reacts this time. AG, fade away, rattles in.
A much more patient shot. I like him shooting the basketball down low. He doesn't need to look for that extra pass. You've got the position, you've got the great look. Go ahead and take it.
Here we go, Hawks fans. This is where it really counts.
Andrew Boyd finds a bit of space.
Yeah, stay with him there. You got to keep that trap. But great job by him to get out of it.
And a nice finish from Jack Andrew.
Well, just a change of direction, I think, confused Jared Kenny there. What quickness shown to create that assist.
Bartlett starts the fourth quarter for the Hawks. Kenny looks inside again. They go to Tawan AG. Quick spin this time from the American. Here's Harris. Keith Williams on him. Neither want to give an inch to each other. Jared Kenny. Free ball doesn't drop. Another offensive board for AG. Surrounded by Nuggets, and he's fouled and will go the line.
Excellent use of the up fake. Tawan AG has been big on the offensive glass in the second half. He picks up his 9th rebound with a chance to go for points 14 and 15 from the Razine, which will, if he hits them both, bring him within 2 points. The leading scorer, Hiram Harris.
Over his scoring average and his rebounding average already in this game with a quarter to go.
Well, they've leaned on him a bit more heavily with the absence of Jordan Hunt. You know, normally those guys share a lot of minutes as sort of a mobile 4/5 guy playing that big spot. Jack Salt's been playing a bit more 5, and we've seen AG and Salt play a lot together in this one, going for that big lineup. It's been good on the glass, but hasn't had the effect on the score tick that they'd hoped.
So AG at the Razine line. Hawkey the Hawk watching closely from under the hoop.
It's too close. You don't want to be that close on your own.
On your own one? I was
team.
just saying that. The last thing you want to see is a giant hawk as you're about to shoot your free throw. Makes the second.
The giant hawks don't affect Tawan AG. He's no mouse. He's not in the field skirting around.
Here's a giant hawk.
There it is.
So 4-point lead for the Hawks. Under 9 to go.
Oh, that
must have been tipped by Jared Kenny.
Well, I think if they were able to pull it back, nobody went over, but that was a nice trap there.
Williams round at Andrew's screen. Shoots over Jack Exeter off the back iron. Rebound by Kenny. Looks for Exeter in transition. Exeter loses the handle. He's fouled, and maybe copped one in the eye, young Jack.
Maybe just checking the hair. Jokes. Looks like he got one in the eye, but not the best decision there. 1 on 3, putting the head down. Fortunate to get the call his way, but ooh, he took quite the shot just below his eye there. It's turning a bit red. He may have a black eye tomorrow.
The man out at Rangiora High School.
Oh, that looks like a solid shot that he's just taken. If I'm defending him, I'm going to go ahead and give him the jumper this time.
Breeding tough in Canterbury. That's how you bounce back.
Frank, as he hits the jumper. That is the 4th time, I believe, they've had a wide open look, and the 3rd time they may be able to hit it off a really simple action on the baseline. Just got to get better communication through the Nuggets in that setup.
Bardsley round on Andrew's screen. I feel like Jack Andrew has set upwards of 150 screens so far in this game as Bardsley finds Aitchison in the corner for 3. Too strong.
Excellent look. Nice job by Bardsley to create the opportunity. As he creates the steal here.
Withers with a nice finish.
And that Bardsley affecting the game. Every time he comes off onto the court, he just does good things, showing his effort and his enthusiasm for the game.
Bartlett for 3. That one's short.
Can create better shots. The Hawks not quite sure where to go offensively with Russ Batch and thrown Otago on the bench.
Trey Boyd waves off Andrew, wants to go. Quentin Bailey does that, drives right at AG. Everything but the finish there for Trey Boyd.
He just blew bad that first line of the fence, but just enough from AG to get it off.
Quentin Bailey finishing through contact.
Strong move right at Jack Andrew. Unfazed by the defensive attempt at the rim.
6-point lead for the Hawks. Withers.
That's an offensive foul on AG pushing through the screen. Jack Andrew hasn't been huge statistically, but he has helped this offense run smoothly.
5 points, 5 rebounds. The young man out of St. Kelvin's. Timeout here.
To the Nuggies, discussing things down 6. As the pace has quickened a little bit here in the fourth quarter.
In New Zealand, talk to the technical experts. Kennedy Park Resort for an unforgettable family fun or business
as we
experience.
see that move by Keith Williams where he stepped on the baseline earlier. The Exeter jumper. Bardsley all over him. No effect on that big for guard screen right there on the strong side of the baseline out of bounds play.
After-match venue and a great night out, no matter what time of the week. IT Limited, the IT experts in
We talked a little bit about MVP. Most improved player.
Oh, most improved. That is a good question. Right off the top of my head, I'm thinking Alex McNaught. The way he's improved offensively. He was solid defensive previously, but he has really lifted up his game to another level on that end this season, becoming a more consistent threat.
Put your hands together for the Taylor Hawks.
Other guys that you've seen some improvement of, I mean, Braden Yulee, Taki Farrington on the Tuatara, those are both 2 players that I've seen a lot of because they are in the neighborhood of where I hang my hat. So both those guys, I think, taken real definitive steps forward this season. There's a lot of players. When you get down into the awards, you got to go through team by team, look at the rosters for each one, and just make sure that you've considered every single player that you've got in that area. And there are a lot of them for the award season this year.
Withers off a nice action from the Nuggets.
Great play, but Bardsley.
Again, Matt Bardsley. They're doing good things. Boyd. Aitchison drives. Oh, he left it up there for Tuan AG to go and get it, and that's exactly what Tuan AG did.
He had so much space on the arc. A little bit surprised he didn't let that one fly. He wanted to drive, wanted to put some pressure on the defense, but Tuan AG said, ain't no pressure here. I'll go ahead and release it. Out of bounds, smacks it out. Short shot clock remaining for the Nuggets. I'm putting the ball in the hands of Trey Boyd or Todd Withers. Or both.
Here is Boyd. Still trying to stay on him. Big step back. That'll be a 2 if he goes. It doesn't. AG with another rebound. Here's Rusbach in the open court.
Oh, you got to leave that up, Jack Exeter. Ethan Rusbach does the run, and once you hear that whistle, the last thing you want to do is tip that ball to take away the possibility of the ball falling through, but Jack Exeter, he wanted that tip dunk badly. He was really sniffing it. What a run there by Rusbach. A better pass by Tuan AG despite some pressure. That is not an easy angle, and Ethan Rusbach, tough shooting night continues. He is 1 for 7 from the arc, or sorry, I looked at Todd Withers there. 2 for 7 for Todd Withers. 1 for 7 from behind the arc is Ethan Rusbach, and now 1 for 2 from the line.
Crucially though, a 7-point lead for the Hawks with just over 6 minutes to go. Of course, the Nuggets played yesterday against the Saints. What can they find in their reserves? Trey Boyd. Todd Withers does just outstandingly to go and get that offensive board as Boyd's 3 goes. Well, that one belongs to Withers.
It is an all about second chance opportunities for the Nuggets today. When they get them, it has been impressive. That is their 12th offensive rebound of the evening.
Okawa round a Bailey screen. AG fires it over to Rusbach for 3.
1 for 8 now continuing to struggle, despite the quality of the majority of the shots being really excellent. And now the Nuggets just slowing this pace right down. Possession after possession.
AG pokes it away and then dives on it. Who's going to come away with it? Tawan. AG just wanted it more. Rasbach elevates and is fouled. And we'll head to the Resine line to shoot 2.
Absolutely hammered on that one. Love the defense. Don't give up the easy one. Great hustle by Bardsley to get back into it.
As the Nuggets player
Josh Richardson, I don't know exactly what he's trying to tell Ethan Rusbach about the dunk attempt on that, but he was not met with a lot of warmth.
I feel like he was trying to say it wasn't Bardsley who, I don't know, flipped you. It was you grab on the rim. I don't know.
Sure, the foul had nothing to do with it.
Rusbach chases his first, gets it to go.
72-67.
Well, those live ball turnovers at the top, the Hawks feast on those throughout the season. Put so much pressure there. That was just refusing to be stopped by AG there, putting a lot of pressure on it. Rusbach struggles with the stroke continue.
Withers hands it off to Aitchison. There's Boyd. Exeter on him. Doesn't use the Andrew screen. That's an off-balance shot. Trey Boyd. Oh, and then the steal from Keith Williams. Boyd wants it. Williams goes on his own contact. Gets his own rebound and eventually finishes. So 4 quick points for the Hawke's Bay Hawks.
Careless turnover there. Brings the Nuggets right back into this ball game, refusing to go away.
Otago wants Rusbach to come get it, and that's what he does. Again, they go inside to AG. Exeter. 3 ball doesn't go. AG with the long board. Thought about the 3. Otago has to hustle to keep that in bounds. Exeter's one does go this time. 2-point land.
Unbelievable save by Nurakawa. Barely saw it on the screen, but that ball was going straight out of bounds. For him to recover and get it right to Exeter to put him in position to make that move is so impressive.
Hawks by 3, 4 minutes to go. Has to go up a long 2 from Trey Boyd. Not the prettiest of offenses from the Nuggets, but almost a steal.
Nearly got it there.
Foul the call as Hiram Harris gets ready to check back into the game. Trey Boyd just pleading with his teammates for a bit of movement, perhaps, off the ball.
Well, it's been the way things have gone. They've just kind of looked at him and asked him to create something out of nothing. But as the game moves forward, that's going to get tougher and tougher. That looks like the 5th personal foul, so it'll be free throws the rest of the way for the Hawks, really affecting the ability of the Nuggets to defend aggressively.
So AG, who has 15 points, 14 rebounds, heads to the line.
Free throws.
His first.
Free throws, such a struggle for both teams. The Nuggets just 5 for 9. Now the Hawks 12 for 18 after that miss.
I think I was there to witness the worst free throw performance of the season so far on Saturday.
That sounds like fun.
Southland Sharks 14 for 24.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. But I think the Franklin Bulls have that one beat, because for quite a stretch there, they were shooting 52% as a squad. Oof. Sorry, Bulls.
Williams goes baseline. Rusbach does well to stay with him, but Williams finishes anyway.
Somehow finds the roll. His shot making has been excellent. Slowed down a bit in the second half, but still on 24 points now.
Rokawa gets it back from Exeter. Harris setting the screen. Oh, Rokawa just loses his footing. There's Trey Boyd. Goes at home. Harrison finishes. Oh, need to see if Daron Rokawa is okay.
Well, gonna have to get that wet spot.
A little shimmy there from Trey Boyd over to the courtside seats. As he ties this game up with 3 minutes 10 to go.
75 apiece.
And he's got 28 on the evening to go along with 5 boards, 4 assists, a couple of steals. And Daron Otago, oh, that is unfortunate, and that can't feel good on the groin either.
He's sitting on the bench, though, from what we can see from here, as the teams talk it over. 75 apiece. We haven't had an overtime game in 2022, Casey, for as close as the competition's been. We haven't had any free basketball.
It's very true. It's, despite there being a multitude of games that have come down to final possessions down the stretch, we're not giving anything away for free this year. You're gonna have to earn it, but this could be the one. I've spoken a couple of times about how even it is between these two squads in this 75-75 game. But they each have three players in double figures. The shots have gone up in the way of the Nuggets in this last little wee while as they've started to corral some extra offensive rebounds and force turnovers. But it is still extremely tight between these two squads. And with that clock ticking ever lower, you gotta wonder if we will get a few extra minutes tonight.
Monday night and school holidays, why not?
Why not?
No school tomorrow? I don't have to go to school tomorrow, do I?
Well, I don't know. How's the grades?
Okay, I'm going to school. Rokawa over to Hiram Harris. Had some success driving earlier in the half. This time he backs down Josh Aitchison. Wide open for 3 is Daron Rokawa. Can't get it to drop. Who's going to come down with that one? Who's it come off? It's come off to 1AG. It will be Otago Nuggets ball. 1AG is pleading with referee Sharon Martin.
Well, Trey Boyd hit it down. I couldn't tell if AG got one last hand on it before it went out of bounds, but it looked to me that was off gold.
Referee had a slightly better view. We're in a different city, of course.
But I don't know if the angle is better.
Here's Williams. Can the Nuggets take the lead? Just put a bead on the brow of Nick Downer and the Hawke's Bay Hawks with just over 2 minutes to go. Williams setting up for a contested 3 off the back iron. Boy, does brilliantly to come down with that one. Darcy Knox reversing beyond the arc. And eventually the Hawks come down with it.
Able to force another one. Second chance opportunity, but they got to start scoring here.
AG again just bullying his way down low and finishing.
Strong move there. The strength coming out when they need it most. The Nuggets got to find a way to answer. Could be Withers in the one-on-one.
One-on-one at AG.
That's a block. And that is what the call is as well. Good quick move. AG tried to take it on the chest, but just a little bit too much movement to the side.
He might have taken it somewhere a bit more painful.
Falls back hard.
He might have just hit his hand there a little bit, got it caught. Either way, he's taking his time.
As you do at this point in the game.
Just gripping his hand there. As Todd Withers will head to the line, looking to add to his 10 points, 11 rebounds, another double-double for Todd.
He just accumulates them. So patient offensively. Doesn't really look for anything to. It doesn't really look like they run a ton of stuff his way. Just 9 shots for him on the day. The majority of the offense, of course, runs through Williams and Boyd, who combined for 46 shots out of the total 73 for the Nuggies.
28 points for Boyd, 24 for Williams. AG leads the way for the Hawks with 18 as Withers gets his first to go from the Resine stripe.
Just drains that one. Feeling no pressure.
Great to see the young fans out and about, all charging to get behind and put Todd Withers off. Doesn't affect the Adelaide 36er.
High ball game, 2 minutes to go. And a game that, for the majority of it, felt like the Hawks were in control and could have blown up a 10-point lead at any time. What a day for the
AG, and those long arms just reaches through the defense to grab it. He's fouled to go to the line for a 3-point play opportunity.
Big catch and finish. The strength on that catch, and look at it, he holds it, pulls it through. It looked like a short steal, and then multiple defenders around him. He goes up, takes the contact, gets the kiss off the glass. He has been so influential for the Hawks today. 18 points. Pardon, 20 points now on that make to go along with those 14 rebounds, 3 steals, and the block. And doing the yeoman-like work down in the paint. And that is a huge triple play there. The three-point play the old-fashioned way.
Darcy Knox out there in crunch time in the absence of Nico McCullough. Does that pass just a little bit away, but AG called for the foul.
And had his hand hooked around the hip of Andrew as he picks up foul number 5.
And that could be crucial in the culmination of this game. Of course, no Jordan Hunt, so Jack Salt comes off the bench and will play these last minute 30.
AG's been as effective as anybody offensively here in the fourth quarter, but truly influential on the glass, so Jack Salt really has to lift the Hawks there.
His first game in the 2022 NZNBL, presented by GJ Gardner for Salt.
Well, that's going to leave around 10 seconds or so on the shot clock. Started with 14, and they've got a long ways to go to try and get a quality look here. Possibly 11 seconds, but it's going to take 4 or 5 to get it up, and then you've got limited time to create a quality look, and they do not want Trey Boyd to have it.
It's Darcy Knox who brings the ball up, fires it over to Withers against his Adelaide teammate. Todd Withers, a contested 3-ball over Hiram Harris, big-time basketball.
What a shot by Withers there. Didn't even let the defense affect him and looked pure all the way. That is clutch play there.
Salt with a big off-ball screen. To the rim he goes, Harris. Looking to return the favor on Withers. Oh, Withers with the block, so Withers wins the contest at both ends of the court in the last 2 possessions.
How big has he come up down the stretch? I wouldn't be surprised if that ball goes back to him.
There he is to Trey Boyd, he goes. Boyd beats his man, goes at Jack Salt, and will go to the Racine foul line to shoot 2.
And Jack Salt trying to stay, he was staying straight up and down. Trey Boyd creating that contact, attacking the rim. The aggressor normally is the one who officials find in favor of. Tough to say as Jack Salt picks up his 3rd personal.
Big free throws.
Big free throws. Big free throws for Trey Boyd.
Makes his first.
And looks pure too. Coming in at the line. He was 0 for 0. His first attempts of the day from the Racine.
Doesn't seem like a player who
got to have this one though.
The big moment affect him as we have a timeout here from Mick Downer as we see the foul here.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know exactly what else Jack Salt's supposed to do there. It looked like he jumped straight up and down from that angle. Contact created by Boyd, but that is a call that is a little bit easier to make in the NBA, one that you're less likely to get in international basketball. That being defensively the straight up and down leaping contest. How about this work by the Nuggets? Came in doing the dirty work and have put 82 on the board with just 40 seconds, under 40 seconds left to play. Just found a way to play their pace throughout the entirety of this ball game. Down Timmons, down McCullough, but not down heart and intensity. Led by the 3 imports. 29 for Boyd, 24 for Williams, 15 for Withers, but the pressure now on the Hawks. Who are they going to go to? Their leading scorer, Tawane E.G., out of the game with 5 fouls. Ethan Rusbatch has 15, but has struggled from deep, just 6 for 15 from the field. Harris hasn't found a lot of room on the driving lanes here in the fourth quarter. The defenders have really been collapsing upon him when he puts the ball on the floor.
I'll tell you who loves a last second bucket.
A little Daron Arokawa?
Daron Arokawa. I'll let you call him little. But he loves a last second bucket. So the Hawke's Bay Hawks looking to join the Taranaki Airs on 8 and 5 and keep the pressure on the Tuatara and the Giants atop the ladder. They trail by 2 on their home court. Under 40 seconds to go. The Nuggets looking to creep into the top 6. Here's Jack Salt going at young Jack Andrew. Up with the left hand. Who's that come off?
Stays with the Hawks. And they cleared it out for Jack Salt. Does not stay with the Hawks. Goes to the Nuggets, and big question here for the Hawks as we see a timeout to Coach Brett Matahare and the Otago Nuggets. With 34 seconds left, you can play a solid possession defensively and get a stop and then go the other way. There's enough time for that to happen. Do you leave that up to chance, though, or do you look to see somebody who hasn't been shooting the ball particularly well from the free throw line this evening? Is there somebody that you could possibly get a foul in that starting lineup right now?
No fouls to give for either team.
Somebody who hasn't played a lot of minutes, perhaps?
So we see the replay.
Good, solid defense from Jack Andrew.
Well, he came off Jack Salt, but, I mean, it's tough to see. It was an absolute melee there.
Yeah, it's a lot of contact. A lot of contact with the basketball off bodies.
Big timeouts for both these coaches. Both coaches recent recipients of Coach of the Year award, which leads me on to my next award. Little narrative we've had throughout the evening, Casey. Tough to call Coach of the Year, of course, with still a few rounds to go. One of those coaches near the top of the ladder. And Young, Trent Adam, Mike Fitchett, any one of those coaches in the conversation, of course. Natu Taufele, if the Jets finish on a run.
If they finish in the finals, I don't know if anybody's done more with less than the Jets have. Everybody was picking them for bottom of the barrel, and they have said, no, we are floating to the top. But on my short list, I'm probably looking at Coach Trent Adams and Coach Mike Fitchett. Those two guys have been impressive throughout the season.
Here we go. Big possession defensively for the Hawks. Todd Withers has the ball for the Nuggets. Bit of space opens up. Salt comes with the help. Who's come down with that one? The Hawks have Hiram Harris.
Gonna go quick. Oh, they can pull it out a little bit.
A three would win it, potentially. Salt down low. Go to work. Can't get the finish. Gets his own rebound, though. And he's fouled. Wow. He'll shoot. Jack Salt with some big free throws with 7.6 seconds to go to tie it up.
Jack Salt in his first game in a Hawks uniform, heading to the free throw line where he has been earlier today. And he was able to go 2 for 2 from the Razine, but now the pressure is on.
First one rattles around. Jack Salt gets the first. Tumultuous cheers at Pettigrew Green Arena.
Touch every bit of the rim on that one. See if it settles him down for attempt number 2.
To tie it up. Oh, he touched every bit of rim on both those shots, but it's 82 apiece. Nuggets ball, 7.6 seconds to go. And this game, Casey, which has been enjoyable, of course, but a little disjointed, is now promising a lot at the end.
How about that? It's going to come down to the last possession. A stellar defensive lineup will be on the court for the Hawks, but the way that Keith Williams and Trey Boyd have played offensively today, you're going to have to pay attention to them. And then, of course, there's Todd Withers, who has come on so hot late in this one.
Well, welcome back to the NZNBL. Jack Salt, both ends of the court on those last two possessions with the great defense, and then gets his own offensive board, earns a trip to the Razine foul line, and makes both his free throws.
It has been a grind offensively for both these teams, neither shooting a great percentage. The physicality has been massive. The attacks have been willing, but now with 6.6 left, all tied up.
Are we going to have some free basketball? What's your pick here?
Right now, my pick is free basketball. Right now, my pick is going to overtime.
Trey Boyd has 30 points.
You're going to see, if I see Trey Boyd with the basketball coming out at something, I might even look to get 2 bodies on him, really try and force him in the pass. There's not a lot of time left. Of course, the Hawks do not have a foul to give. Any foul will send them to the free throw line. It is all about this last 6 seconds, and this is why we watch it. This is why we watch it right here. Good times, baby, good times.
So both AG and Williams fouled out of this game. So one for each team, one import for each team. The pass does get in. It is Trey Boyd. Jared Kenny, a great defender, but Boyd from the elbow, elevates, rattles around. It drops in.
What a tip!
Trey Boyd.
Is it good?
The referee's going to talk about it.
Is it good? With that kind of chat, it looks like it is good on that one.
We'll need to see the referees.
Officials convene.
as the referees talk this over.
Here they come. Is it good? Oh, here's the discussion.
Was there a tip, or
they're going to start talking about to the shot clock? They're going to talk to the bench to see how much time, if there was any time left, if there is any time left.
A horrible time to be a referee. Both coaches chirping from either side. We see a replay that the rest won't see. Rattled around.
I mean,
was it tipped or was it just a shot?
You can't hear the shot clock, the buzzer go off there. So if the ball, if the buzzer hadn't gone off, obviously that counts. And maybe this discussion is there any time left?
Judging by the cheer, we're not in the building, of course, but judging by the cheer, it sounds like they're putting time on the clock.
Well, if that's actually not good, because if there's time on the clock, that means the Hawks have to get this bucket here, and they're down too, for the home team, that is. So it looks like, count it.
Basket counts, over. Nuggets win.
Game
Clipboard
over.
Goes flying from Coach McDowner. So the Nuggets.
Josh Aitchison with the tip.
The Nuggets have gone to the nest and taken a win.
And that's full time, 84-82 to the Nuggets.
The Nuggets, on the back of a loss to the Wellington Saints just yesterday, made their way to Hawke's Bay and have beaten the Hawks in the final split second of the game.
Wow, what a win for the Nuggets on the road. Short-handed, have been, as of late, tumbling down the ladder board, but that will bring them back up into a tie on wins with 4 other teams, including the Hawks, who instead of chasing the top of the table now, are pulled back into that group from 4 to 7, all on 7 wins and at least 6 losses.
As we have a look at the stats, Trey Boyd, Keith Williams, and Todd Withers did the work for the Nuggets. Tawane G.
But it was Josh Aitchison with the biggest of his 5 points on that tip right at the buzzer.
What a finish.
What a finish indeed.
I'm still waiting for full confirmation that it was a tip from Josh Aitchison and not the original shot from Trey Boyd that bounced around and went in.
Well, it has
still waiting for our stats to...
On the stats, it has Trey Boyd with a 2-point jump shot missed, but it hasn't said who gets credit for it yet. But it wasn't Boyd. It was a collective Nuggets effort as we go through the steals, but it was all about the finish. It was all about the finish. What a resilient effort for this Otago Nuggets squad, playing its second game in as many days without 2 starters. And it was Josh Aitchison with the tip at the buzzer. And there we have one more look at it. Hits every part of the rim, but well done.
The most delicate of tips at the buzzer for the Dunedin kid, Josh Aitchison, and a win for the Otago Nuggets. And they'll make that trip home just that little bit sweeter.
How about that?
As they return to winning ways and jump into top 6 conversations again. They're now 7-7, joining the Canterbury Rams with the same record. The Hawks slipped to 7-6 and join the Franklin Bulls there in the congestion zone. Games to come still. Wednesday night, 5 o'clock tip-off. The Nelson Giants take on the Manawatu Jets. The Jets clinging on to Final 6 aspirations and will need to win out, almost certainly win out for the rest of this season. The Saints, Thursday night, in a similar situation, take on the Hawks. They'll play them back-to-back as well over the next week. So big couple of weeks for the Wellington Saints. And the Auckland Tuatara will take on the Southern Sharks as well. So plenty more basketball to come as the pointy end approaches, Casey Frank.
And the thing is, nobody is safe. If you take a look at the ladder right now, there's teams in the top 4 that aren't going to finish in the top 6. It is so tight. We've got at least, we got 7 wins for the Nuggets, the Rams, the Bulls, the Hawks, and of course, the Saints sitting on 5 just behind Taranaki, the Giants with 8 wins apiece. Or sorry, the Giants and the Tuatara with 9 wins at the top of the table. It is so congested coming down the stretch.
You do not want to miss a second of Sal's NBL action in 2022. Luckily, Sky Sports got it all. We'll see you next time here from the home of sports, Sky Sport. The Nuggets have beaten the Hawks 84-82.